up, you guys? Alright, tonight is Sunday night right now, August 6th. Current time is 9:40 p.m. Local time. We are currently at the JCT Fort Worth drop yard. Figured I'll go ahead and start this one a little bit early because I go a little bit over the trip planning on this one. We're going to be making a delivery to the McLane facility in Lewisville. A little bit tricky there. I mean, you can easily follow directions for the most part, but I guess there are a lot of truck restricted areas in the area, roads in the area, so just doing a little bit of planning in advance. What am I going to deal with? What's likely to be the most truck legal, or likely to be, what's most likely to be the legal way I can get in there without having any unwanted surprises. So I'm going to kind of go over that. You see here on the map here, I got my my blue dot down at the bottom, and the red dot, the red pin up there near the top. That's where we're going to. Now, just using Google there, it kind of gave a couple of ideas here. One was to just come up here on the northbound I-35W, take that up, and take another road across. I didn't catch which highway. I suspect it might be this farm road right here that you see there now, going across from, what's that, Cross Timbers Road. Let's see if they're, oh, that's off of 377. Okay, so off of 35. I can zoom in, and it doesn't want to show me the exit number, asshole. Okay, so Cross Timbers Road, over here by Northwest Regional Airport. That's one route that you can, that looks like you might be able to take across. I'm not sure. I'm not so keen on going that way. Actually, I already checked, and it even did show that it was going to take a little bit longer to go that way. The way I had in mind myself was to get on the I-820, which is right behind me. Head east on 820. That'll run us into Highway State Route 121. Then we can take 121 north from there all the way up to I-35V. Take 35V north like we're going toward Denton. And I'll show you kind of more so what we're going to end up with over there. So, right over here, this is 820. And then over here, where 183 is at, we're going to pick up 121 right over here by, just on the west side of DFW Airport. We'll go right around the north end of DFW Airport, stay on 121 all the way up until we're on 35V. Which is right here in the middle of your screen. Then we'll zoom in here. Okay, now some things I want to show you why this is important to look at now. So, because I don't know what this is going to try to tell me to do, and I don't want to just necessarily follow Google instructions either, because it's going to, common sense to me is don't put my truck in residential areas if I don't need to. In this particular case, I don't think we're going to be able to avoid it. But there is a way I see that's going to be the most likely to be a truck legal route to come into there. And there's just one way only that looks like that's highly likely to be truck legal. There might be another truck route that's possible, but this one, okay, so coming here off 35. Have this road here, West Valley Ridge Boulevard. See a lot of, I would say, high density streets. Or a lot of the street, like residential looking kind of streets that you'd have to go by to get over there. Probably not going to be a good way to go. I don't know. Maybe it is a good route, but I'm going to assume that I'd rather want to avoid that way, even if it is truck legal, because all those little white roads there are residential. I don't want to be putting my truck in a near residential if I don't need to, especially at the time of evening, the night we're coming in there. So, we come one more exit up to Justin Road. You see over here, there's pretty much nothing but businesses right there along that section there between I-35E and Garden Ridge Boulevard. Garden Ridge Boulevard will be the street that our customer's actually on too. So to me, that looks like that's the most likely route that I'm going to want to take in and out of there to stay away from the residential areas as much as I possibly can. So that's going to be the way we're going to go. With that said here, let's go ahead and get rolling here. And now I'm not going to talk all the way there because it's a 30 some odd mile trip, and I do expect it to take like 35 minutes at least to get over there. So we'll just, I'll get whatever talking I need to or can done. Yeah, after we get on the 820 here, and then once I'm done talking about what I need to talk about or going to talk about on this video, we'll high speed it the rest of the way to at least where we're on I-35E, and then getting close to the shipper, the receiver. Okay. So this is the first time I've been to this customer myself. I think I did have a load going to there before, but I believe I dropped it in the drop yard or swapped off it or something. I can't remember. Okay, there's I need to use the gate combo thing here. All right, once we get out here on onto the streets, industrial or whatever the street's called, I can't remember. It might be Nafix Way, but I know on the other side of Blue Mountain Road it's called industrial. So I never really paid any attention to if this street here is Nafix or the one I'm on right now is Nafix. But yeah, the address here to our yard is 5500 Nafix Way, N-A-F-E-X Way. It's just west of I-35W and just north of I-820. If you guys are JCT drivers and are new and kind of want an idea on where exactly the Fort Worth drop yard's at, that's about where we're at. Okay, so I can either go right, and there will be a roundabout over there. I can use that and go south. I don't know. I can't remember if I can get onto because they did some construction over there. It used to be I could get on to I-820 over there, but I remember they did some construction work, and I don't remember if I can get on there over there anymore. So what I usually just do is come over here to the first light right here. That'll be Blue Mountain Road. Turn left, and the next light down, well, actually the second light down. Well, the first light is the westbound side of I-820. Go to the other side of the highway, and then we'll hit the eastbound side of 820. What are we stopped in the middle of the road here for? We trying to get into this place here or whatever. Let's back it off a little bit just in case there's somebody. I couldn't tell if the guy was in his driver's seat, or I have to assume that he might be outside this truck too or whatever when he stopped like that. So or somebody could come out from behind his trailer that I can't see, even if it's not the driver of that truck. Okay, what was getting a little forgotten a little bit what I was just talking about there. I do have a topic I'm going to bring up, but I'm going to wait till we get on to 820 before I start talking about it, all right? All right, left turn here. By the way, this truck stop right here to my left, if you like your money, don't park there. Or if you do park there, better pay for your parking right away. Because I know at least two drivers who have parked there, and it wasn't even for all that long, if I remember right. Yeah, they both got booted, and I don't mean booted out of the lot. I mean their trucks got booted, and they had to pay like $800 to get the boot removed and before they can leave the property. So don't do it, guys. Alright, so right here is 820 in front of us. We'll cross onto the other side and make a left turn where all that other traffic up ahead of us is at. Let's see if this light's going to cooperate. Yes, it looks like it will. I can't tell if this is a left turn lane also, or I still got a green arrow, so let's go ahead and come on through. Alright, we need this left lane here so we can get onto the on-ramp. I got my my onboard navs routing me on there too. I'm not going to follow it, but for the most part, unless it just happens to be the same route I already have planned to do that we talked about. So far, I gotta wait until we're out here on I-820 before I know what it's actually gonna want me to do. I can't remember if I got 3 lanes I could work with. Yeah, this is wanting me to stay on 820 here. Okay, so what are we going to talk about? How about basically give my take on a question that got asked in a JCT-related Facebook group. I don't know if not one of our internal groups, but there was a guy who asked a question about lease purchasing at JCT, whatever, and yeah, I guess he was a little curious. Why is it that some people hate lease purchase and why some do okay with it or whatever? Because 9 times out of 10, you're going to use the express lanes, huh? Okay. I don't care what you do, just get out of my way. Okay, anyway, yeah, so most people you talk to, if you have an interest in lease purchase, they're going to always tell you run far away. You don't want anything to do with lease purchase or whatever, especially if you're leasing from the same carrier that you drive for. Alright, so for a lot of people, yeah, it's not going to be the right thing for their needs. For other people like myself, for example, I prefer lease purchase over company. And I also think I prefer lease purchase over being an owner-op too. There's yeah, I'm going to give you some in-between stuff here, right? So company driver, all you have to worry about is move the freight. Get the freight moved, you get paid to do whatever. Let this guy move left. I thought he was going to try to get into the express lanes for a second, and I don't know, we'll figure it out in a minute here. Yeah, even my onboard here is wanting me to take 121, so yeah, that's exactly the way we had planned on going. Alright. It's going to boil down to a couple of key details here. It doesn't matter if you're interested in leasing with JCT or any other carrier. In general, if you don't manage a good budget, if you live paycheck to paycheck and you don't know how to put money aside on a weekly or monthly basis for rainy days or whatever, and or if you have a family, i.e. a wife or we'll just say a spouse and kids, and you're the only person earning income for your family, I'm going to advise you stay far away from Lease. Now, if you do have an interest in JCT, we do have company driver positions, actually. We have a good number of company drivers here now. But yeah, most people come to JCT. I think I'm not sure what percentage of the new hires coming to orientation are company versus lease. I would have to ask to get insight into that. I'm not really sure. Whatever the case, though, yeah, if you're a single incomer, you're the only breadwinner for a family, and or you are terrible at budgeting or saving, putting money aside for any rainy day reason or thinking ahead reason, don't be a lease op. It's not going to work out for you, more than likely. I mean, there are some drivers who actually can make it work. Yeah, they might struggle and they might do okay with it, but most of the people, percentage-wise, I would say if you're in that category, it's not going to work for you. Now, who does work well with the lease, purchase the contract, would be those who are single, especially if you don't have any bills to pay. Like if you don't have any, like a house or whatever you have to worry about paying rent or mortgage on and all that, and no utilities or whatever, and maybe all you have is a vehicle or something, lease purchase can be a really good thing for you, especially if you can budget your money. Budget your money, okay? Same with someone like with me, where I'm married and have kids, but my wife also works full time, and frankly, my wife makes more than I do, so I don't have the burden of having to make sure that a roof stays over my family's head, or that food stays on the table, because my wife's income helps quite a bit with that. Yeah, we still rely on my income a fair amount, but I mean for lifestyle reasons. But otherwise, yeah, it's I stash money away every time I can. You know, into okay, I need to get on 121 north. I'm in the correct lane right now, so we'll stay right here. So that'd be the category if you want to do lease, and if that's your personal situation, then go for it. Give it a try, I would say. Maybe it might be for you, maybe it might not be. I don't know. Now, what ultimately separates a company driver from a lease operator is sometimes you can have negative paychecks if you're a lease op. If you don't run any miles, maybe you took home time for like a whole week or something, or you ended up in a hospital, or maybe physically unable to drive for whatever reason or whatnot. If you're a company driver, you just don't get a paycheck. If you're a lease operator, you're probably owing money. And at JCT, our lease contract is set up where roughly, well, at least with the options and settings that I have for my personal contract, it's about $300 or so fixed cost per week. And on top of that, then I have the 26 cent per mile truck payment to make. And but other lease contracts, like a more traditional lease, you have a fixed truck payment of a certain amount every week normally. So yeah, it could be like $700, $800, $900 a week, no matter how many miles you run. And because of that, yeah, there is even a difference between how JCT's lease program works and the way almost every other lease program works. Get around this guy and then get moved over. And I got that guy in the far right lane, but I don't know what he's going to do. I prefer to not change lanes when someone is in that same space where they could potentially merge into the same lane that I want to move into. Alright. So anyway, that's, yeah, but now, company drivers also, typically you cannot refuse loads. Generally, it's not always the case, but there's a more likely, it's more probable that you won't be able to refuse loads. So if they tell you that they need you to do this route, you're doing that route. And on top of that, if they tell you that if you're doing a particular route, a lot of carriers will tell you you have to take this particular route to get to your customer. Yeah, they'll actually give you route instructions a lot of times, telling you exactly which highways and stuff to take to get from one city to the next. Lease op, you're paying for your own fuel. So, and it's, at least with JCT, I can't speak for other carriers, but here in our lease program, you can take whatever route you want to take for the most part. It's your fuel that you're costing yourself if you take a route that is not so good. For the most part, JCT has the view, at least my experiences with them, is that as long as you get the load delivered on time, that's all they care about. Get it delivered on time and make sure they know when you're going to be ready to reload so they can effectively plan you on to your next load. That's what they want from you. Otherwise, how you go about getting from point A to point B, they don't tend to micromanage that. I had like several different route options I could have taken to get from Phoenix to here, and I took the route I chose for my own reasons. I didn't take the route I took because JCT or PC Miler set me up for that route. It didn't matter. And so that's one of the nice things about that. Now, it's more, but between JCT and other contracts or lease contracts too, though, because of what I talked about there with the costs. Now, at JCT, the costs to you are lower when you don't run, but they're higher when you do run. So, if you have a 0 mile week, you only are in the hole about $300 a week in that week. And then your next paycheck, where if you run miles and get any kind of profit, that comes out of your profit for that next week. Now, if you run a lot of miles, let's say 3,500 mile a week, I would not expect to take home as much at JCT as I might at other carriers. Why? Because I'm making bigger truck payments then. However, I'd say there's a yin to a yang thing right there as well. Alright, well, 121, we're going to need to peel off to the right here, so we'll be doing that here. Okay, so on a traditional contract, though, if you left lane, I said, all right, now figure out what we're dealing with here. I didn't even change my map view here. Let me get that fixed for you guys once I'm on a straightaway and can safely do that. Let me slide over as well. Okay, but anyway, if you have like a regular solid $900 a week truck payment, then guess what? If you don't run any miles, you're going to be in the hole over $1,000 for that week. And then your next paycheck, you're gonna end up paying back that over $1,000 out of what you make. So if you don't run a full week the next week, you might not take home anything, or you might take a very small paycheck that week too. But on the other hand, if you have, like, say, a 3,500 mile week, and you're not in the hole trying to make up for time off, whatever like that, you can take home a larger paycheck in a traditional contract than you can with JCT. That's something you might want to think about there if you're having any interest at all in lease off. Now, owner ops, they get all the glory, but they also have all the bullshit to deal with too. They have to deal with brokers all the time. They have to personally handle all their permits and whatever else, pay their IFTA taxes, whatever. It's all on them. at least for me, I don't have to worry about permits or anything. We have someone at our terminal who takes care of that for us. So the only thing I really have to worry about is paying for my fuel for the most part, or paying the little line item stuff that's on my settlement, and that's it. So that's why a lot of times lease operators like myself will call ourselves glorified company drivers. Because in a way, it's true. Now we are kind of company drivers. The truck still says JCT's name on it. It still belongs to them, even though I'm leasing to own it. And that's the other thing with lease contracts too. Some of them are lease purchase, and then some of them are you don't get to buy the truck. You just get to lease it for a few months, for a few years, whatever, and then once you're there we go. Then once you're done with your 3 years, then you have to switch trucks. You don't have no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Here, because I'm in a lease purchase, if I want to buy the truck outright, once I pay off the truck and have my maintenance account in the black, $1. That's all it costs me to buy out the truck and basically have the title transferred into my name, and it becomes my truck, my personal property, my personal investment. So, and that's kind of why I did that. I had my Peterbilt paid off, but I was just in the hole in the maintenance account, so I was the only thing that had stopped me from owning the Peterbilt. Alright, so hopefully I give you a little bit of information there to work with if you have any interest in, or if you're curious about lease op and want to know if it's going to be the right fit for you or something. That's the simplest way I can explain it with your personal and your budgeting situation, and knowing how the different kinds of lease programs work in general. Very trimmed down there, but that should give you at least some idea on what to work with there to help you make a better decision if you want to know if you're going to make the right decision leasing in the first place, or possibly not. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and run high speed the rest of the way up there now. We're just a little bit west of DFW Airport now. We're going to be circling around and heading up on the north end of DFW Airport here in a second. Then continue straight to the north from right about where the airport is. Alright guys, we are almost to our exit. So my onboard nav actually wants me to get off right here at Valley Ridge Parkway. But I'm not going to go that way. Like I mentioned, it looked like it might possibly be truck legal. But all that residential in the area I want to try to avoid if I don't need to be there. So I'm going to stick with taking the Justin Avenue route, which is the next exit past. These guys don't want to play nice and do 70 miles an hour here. Alright, so it has been moving pretty nicely overall, though. It was just, I think, leading up to where those cops were at on the side road there, on the service road there, it seemed like some traffic was wanting to do only 60 because they're probably staring at the cops and seeing what they're up to and all that. Who knows? Alright, Alright, Justin Road is a quarter-mile away. Exiting here. That's one thing about Texas. You guys suck at making roads smooth. There's always like bumps everywhere. Even on a brand new built road, you can actually see the waves and other stuff in the road, and it gets frustrating because you get bounced around and all that. I always like to say I get shaken baby syndrome every time I drive in Texas and in Oklahoma as well. Alright, now can I get my zoom changed without getting thrown around? Alright, light up here. We're going to make a left turn. This will be Justin Road or Justin Avenue, whatever you want to call it. Lewisville Lake, next 3 exits. Alright, got 2 left turn lanes here and a U-turn lane. Okay, so I think this, yeah, this is the lane I want right here. I had to figure out what lanes were where, especially with it being dark. It's not quite so easy to tell what's just an over like a shoulder area and what's an actual lane or whatever. Alright, so I took a quick little glance there at Garden Ridge Parkway, the street that the customer is on. It's a divided road, so I guess that is, but the customer being on the east side of the road, I can imagine that's why this thing wants me to take that particular route. However, it looks like there is a crossover thing that I can use right where the driveway is for McLane. Yeah, even if I'm going southbound, so should be all right. Want to stay wary of truck restriction signs out over here, though. I don't think I'm gonna come across any, but you never know. Landmark Grill. Okay, so there's a shop right here, Sarah's Secret. Then I see African stores. You know, we don't have as many blacks in my area of the country as there are in other areas, and that kind of makes me wonder if this is a more predominantly black area, or is that like an African store? You know, like maybe they have immigrants from different countries in Africa living in the area. It's, you know, the kind of businesses that are in the area can give you little clues about possibly about the demographic. Not saying there's anything at all wrong. I don't have a problem with being around blacks myself or any other group. Every group has its good and bad people. But yeah, it is one of those, because you know there are a lot of immigrants in a lot of areas. Like I can go to Sacramento and I can show you. I can tell that there's a Russian influence there. Or of course, as anywhere in the Central Valley in California, there's there are plenty of Punjabi Indians there. We also have a lot of Filipinos and stuff, or Vietnamese. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can tell from the types of stores that are around, especially with the immigrant type of people, regardless of their ethnic or racial background. All right, right here on the left side. Yeah, we had these railroad tracks. I knew we were going to cross these, but I figured it was going to be an at-grade. I'm expecting on the south side of the lot here should be where I turn. Do I need to cross over? I'm not making that turn. That's not happening. That's definitely where I need to come in though, so. Okay, we'll cross over here at the lights. And then while we're at it, we'll take a look over here to see if there are truck restriction signs up here. No, it's Valley Ridge right there. Okay. Yeah, this is plenty wide enough here for us to make our turn. Yeah, we're good there. Okay, I didn't notice any truck restriction signs there, so it must be an okay route to go there. Yeah, there's a, looked like there was like residential or apartments or whatever the hell it is right here, right next to them. It's like, why would you have like a warehouse right here next to residential? It's just kind of weird. Where do we check in at? Okay. I don't know. Well, I see this guy over here. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to park right in front of the dock doors, but I know the office is over there, so, or at least I believe it is. And yeah, I think it was over by door 1, which I've already passed. Someone on one of the Google reviews said it was over by the second door from the street or something along that line. So, damn it! All right, how about this? I'd rather park over in here in one of these spots or something where I'm not in the way. Looks like I might do a drop, park right here in this spot here. Yep. All right, we'll do a U-turn setup here. Okay, once I see the front end of that, not the drive-in that's right next to my spot, but the one that's on the other side of it. I want to see that. Good there. Okay, so that's how you do a U-turn style setup for a side backing. Alright. Looks like we're pretty well lined up with this drive-in next to us, so I'll go ahead and get my arrival call sent, see if I can get checked in or whatever. I don't know. It's everyone kind of sitting around and nobody in dock doors makes me wonder if they don't open until 11 o'clock. I'll get it figured out here in a second. Alright guys, we are checked in. So it turns out the receiving office is about in the middle of the building there. You'll see as you're walking down the dock doors. It's like a bunch of windows there in the middle. On the side of the building there with the door. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pull out in this direction. And we'll just back our way all the way back to the door. Leave your doors closed for first. Because he says if you have your... if your temperature gets more than 7 degrees above the set temp, whatever, required temp, then they'll, I guess it flags it, and and it sends emails to a bunch of people. Let's see where this guy's going now. Okay, well, anyway, it'll flag it, and a bunch of emails get sent out and stuff, and I guess there's what? Alright, is this guy backing into a spot now? I hope. I'm going to be docking into door 6. It'll be 2 doors on this side of Steven's truck that had just come in while I was docking in. I mean, while I was on my way over to check in. Good now? I think we're good. We'll just work our way around this bombshell here. Okay, now there are a lot of complaints in a lot of complaints about the employees parking across the lane and making the backing tighter and more difficult than I guess it really needs to be or something. I don't know, it doesn't really look like it's that bad to me. Maybe I'm wrong though. Have to figure out where. Alright, there's that guy sticking out over there. I don't know. I might be docking in next to him because I know I'm docking into door 6. And I know I'm 2 doors on this side of a Stevens truck. I can't tell where this guy's docking in at. Finally got his brakes set. Alright, I can see where it could be pretty tight docking in here. Let me figure out where my door is. I don't like when I'm trying to back up toward my doors, people starting to suddenly pulling away from their doors. I think he's going to pull a fast one, I think, but now I know where my door is. Let me get over here, cross over. Plenty of room to work with here, I think. guy's car here and we're good. I swung a little bit wide because I was, we should be alright. I'll get my tandems over there a little quicker though. Got it lined right up perfectly right there. Okay, so the guy did say he's going to come out and break the seal just to be sure. Finished getting in here. Yeah, the receiving guy ended up breaking the seal for me. I thought it was going to happen. Oh, quick ricochet. It's a downhill grade, so it's easy to ricochet on this. Okay, now they do have a sign in there saying leave your running lights on while you're in the dock door. I'm not sure why that is the case, but it is. Alright, so yeah, I'm seeing that, yeah, if the building is full of trucks docked in, I can see where it'd be possibly not so easy to dock in. Although, I don't know, there's a pretty good amount of space between the dock doors, so there's that. Alright, I only have 4 cases of 1% milk in my trailer, so I'm going to guess that it might not even be here all that long, but I'll be more than happy to stay here longer. The longer it takes for me to get out of here, the better the chances of truck stops having open spots for me. The nearest place, speaking of that, well, actually, we'll talk about that on the way out of here, what the plan is here. Alright, so, well, yeah, we'll have some more for you in a bit. Alright, guys, as soon as Helvig here gets moved and out of the way, we are ready to leave. It's only 23:43 right now. I only had 4 pallets, and they started unloading me very quickly, and very quickly gave me my bills too. Yeah, I've actually been sitting here already for probably a good closer to 10 minutes with the bills already in hand. I already got my doors shut and all that. And alright, yeah, doors shut. We're gonna go. I do have an OS&D. I already reported it. It was just a shortage though of 1 case. So, very simple. I'm not going to end up getting told to stay here for anything. I'm certain of it. So, no concern at all there. I'm just going to go ahead and... yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can make that turn. We'll just go ahead and go this way. Because I can't guarantee my tandems will make that turn there. Maybe if I set it up a little bit differently, possibly, but... this isn't exactly a truck-friendly street. I don't even know if I can make this turn here without my tandems going on that curb. Yeah, I went up on that curb a little bit, but not much. I mean, but they have that curb there is set up for trucks to run it over. All right, so we'll just go ahead and make this turn here onto this King's Ranch or whatever the hell this street's called, Valley Ridge. King's Ranch. Oh my. Alright, yeah, so McLane doesn't want us hanging out here any more than we need to be here. But if you are here a while, I see a fitness place, Marco's Pizza, a donut shop, candy threading. Candy threading. Is that like making those whatever they call those things, like those sweet tart necklaces and stuff, or what? I don't know what that. Oh, eye candy threading, or maybe that's like a beauty, like a beauty store or something. I don't know. Banquet hall catering. We'll go straight ahead. What's this sign here say? School zone, end school zone. Okay. I didn't see any truck restriction signs here, so we should be all right. Not to mention my onboard system said to use this. It was trying to make me use this road, so it's probably okay. All right, where to from here? I don't know. I don't have a pre-plan yet. It's been the weekend, so I won't get one until the morning sometime. I do have clock to work with still. If I want to, I can always PC back. I'm PCing right now. I could PC back to our drop yard in Fort Worth where I started this from, but I'm going to go the shorter route and to somewhere that has services and stuff. Now, the closest place that I know of would be the TA in Denton. So all we're going to do is come across this, get on northbound I-35E, and I-35E and I-35W meet back up. That's Denton. I think like one exit north of there, or whatever the hell it is, it's a very short distance north of there, is where the TA is at. And what's that other truck stop over there? Is it Pilot? I can't remember. Where's it Loves? I don't know. I think there's if I remember, there's a truck stop on the other side of I-35 from where the TA's at. It smells like skunk here. Alright, so that's the plan. It was saying about 16 miles. Probably, I don't know, might be just a tad more. So I'll go over there. I'm expecting it'll probably be a full parking lot, but such is life. I'd rather hang out there at the TA than at our drop yard. I don't know, our drop yard's not bad, but no services there. If I have to use a restroom, it's just an outhouse. Otherwise, though, it's quiet over there, so that's one reason I actually consider going over there. But, we'll just go ahead and do TA. I won't have you there. I won't have you with me all the way until we're there. We're already coming up on 35E now. I just got to figure out if it's a cloverleaf. I want to say it's a cloverleaf. If it's a cloverleaf, I need to be here in the right lane. If it's a diamond, I need to be on the other side. Could not tell, and I'm not seeing any signs yet telling me which side to be on. Okay, yeah, it is the right side. It is a cloverleaf, so. Alright, so that's what's going on, alright. I have, it's like 8 hours and 9 minutes left on my 70-hour clock, but I do get recaps back in about 10 minutes from now. So I might be a little bit limited on what I can do. I know it should be something going back toward the West Coast, though, because on the 11th, today being the 6th, I figure I'll pick up on the 7th and then maybe deliver on the 10th, maybe even the 11th, perhaps, in California. And I have my stitches from my procedure that was done. Need to get I have an appointment to get those removed on the 11th, so we'll definitely be going in that direction next. All right, so that's what's going on. Hope you guys enjoyed, and all right. Hopefully this video wasn't quite as long as that last one was. I'm pretty sure the last one was longer than desired, but the hiccups kind of caused that. So, alright, it is what it is. I will see you all wherever I end up next, alright? Y'all have a great day, great night, whatever, and we'll see you next time.